This is Sean with Desert Gold Casting Company, and today I'm going to be giving y'all a little intro and basically a full setup of what I use and what I do and how I get my worms to, multiply, and also how I get my worm casting so everyone can see. I like to keep things transparent, and of course, this is something that I don't mind showing. I mean, the information's out there. I'm just doing it on a larger scale. But one thing that I'll tell you about this bin right here that you can't see, you can't really see it all because of me. But one thing I'll tell you is this bin had a little bit of mold up in it. And the reason why it had mold is because I had got some worms from another company, and these worms came in. They're a little dead. But that's okay, you just bury them, they'll go back into microbes and stuff like that, but that's not a problem. But yeah, that's something that you can't see that I could. But beyond that, everything is looking good in there. For me, what I normally use, I use peat moss, and I use cardboard as my base. And right here I'm feeding a banana. And also I am feeding what were they? They were spinach and a couple other things. It was like a leaf mix, a spring salad leaf mix, that I had left over. Right here I'm spreading out some coffee grounds. The worms really love the coffee grounds. They go through that stuff real quickly. If you end up making one of these, I highly recommend you build yourself one of these. Or at least feed coffee grounds, just because coffee grounds are so good for them. And right here I'm giving them a little bit of my worm chow. It's just super simple mixture. It's just some eggshells and some oatmeal that's been ground down really fine. Make it super easy for the worms to digest it. And then I'm going to add some coffee filters on top. Now, the reason why I do this, I think that the coffee filters do 100% make things better. I think it helps keep the moisture in there. I think it helps with the browns, the carbons that the worms do need. And they end up eating it. It's a very slow process, but they do end up eating it. And I think it actually helps them stay under in the dirt, in the compost. But this is just a theory for me. I don't really know. But anyways. Yeah, this is pretty much how my system looks, for each bin. And later in the video, I'm going to show you my vermi hut, because that's originally how I started out. But this is where I'm going with it. And I am a small time business. I'm a small startup. We're just getting started with this business currently. I'm currently running out of New Mexico, so we're getting things going. I am the owner and the operator right now, sole proprietor. But it's definitely something that I feel like I'm going to be able to make something out of. I care about my people, or I care about my worms. I care about the environment, all that stuff like that. So this type of thing will be something that's really nice for me. I'm an organic grower. I got a garden. I'll show y'all comparisons and things like that here in the future whenever it's getting closer to summer and spring, when I can actually grow things. And I'll show y'all a comparison of what a plant looks like without worm castings and what a plant looks like with my worm castings, so y'all can see what the benefits are, because it's kind of hard to just explain things to people without a side-to-side comparison. So there'll be a YouTube video series on that, so y'all can have some more information and have a visual of what exactly is going on there. But just make sure to stay tuned. YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this with your friends and families, because I'm going to be doing a lot of content that is aimed to help anybody, anybody that grows. So just keep on in here, boss. You know what I'm saying? All right, YouTube. So this right here, this is going to be my second bin. It's the same concept as the first bin. Nothing changed. It's made with the same exact materials. Everything's the same. You see a little bit of the wormies on top of the bin, but yeah, everything is the same on these. Nothing has changed as far as like composition of my bins, which I like for a variety of reasons. It keeps things consistent for you, for me and for anyone that's buying from me, that's something that's very important to me, is consistency and making sure that I produce a product that is the exact same every single time. Um, to me, that's definitely a high priority. But yeah, so what I'm doing right now is I'm basically checking to see what is going on with the soil. Have they eaten everything? I put some food in there. I put like a banana peel, some strawberries, some of the green pepper outer area of the stalk. I put all that stuff in there. So what I'm doing right now is I'm checking to make sure that they've actually eaten everything. And once you've done this enough and gotten consistent with it enough, you'll see that you don't really need to do this too often. You'll know exactly where your worms are. Once your worms get to a decent size in your worm bin, it's something that you're gonna have to just sit here and mess with for like a week or two until you figure out where your worms are and how they feed. And then after that, you'll just be able to consistently feed and not have to worry about it too much. But I always check regardless, just to see, because I give them things that are like long-term food sources, to see if they've eaten their long-term food, things like that. Right now, I'm just mixing things up a little bit, because I did find some food up in there, so I had to rebury that. I had just put a new batch of worms in both of these, and unfortunately, the worms that I had bought came in a little bit dead. It happens, it is what it is. It's cold outside, so. But the majority of them came in alive, so that's okay. So I do have some dead worms up in there, which is something that naturally happens regardless, obviously. And right there, you want to make sure whatever you feed, make sure to take off the tag. I'm giving them a banana. Just make sure to take off the tag on the banana. It's super simple. They're not really going to process that. They can, but it's going to take forever. And you don't really want those in your end product if you end up selling or even using them, man, because if you make your own worm castings, you don't want plastics up in your worm castings, obviously up in your soil. That's not gonna be a great thing here, it's crazy. You want to make sure that everything in your worm casting bin is natural. It stays natural as can be. And I'm sure you're probably asking yourself, like, what are these little white things in my bin? All that is perlite. So the mix that I buy has perlite in it, and the reason why is because that's just going to help even more with aeration and drainage. With my worm castings, you won't have to buy perlite. It's already in there. It'll help. It's basically the perfect mix. It's perfectly set up. It's not 100% worm castings. I would say it's probably 90% worm castings, 10% perlite, because the perlite is going to benefit every plant, every soil. It doesn't matter what you use it for, it's going to benefit you. Okay, just for the fact that it's gonna have better aeration in your soil, and it's going to drain better. Perlite drains so well. It's such a great thing, and all it is volcanic rock. It's super fine, super powdery, super dusty. It's very good, trust me. And like I said on the other one, I'm doing the same thing here. All I'm doing is adding in some coffee grounds, adding in some of my worm chow, just to make things easier on me, really. If you're gonna do composting, I recommend you do some type of worm chow or something. They really love the really finely shredded or finely powdered food sources. And I'm sure you're also probably asking yourself, why exactly eggshells? What do eggshells do? Well, worms are much like chickens, okay? Chickens have gizzards and worms have gizzards. And what they do is they grind up the food and help them to process things, okay? So by them eating the eggshell, it goes to the gizzards and it helps them grind up the food that I feed them. So there's some merit there, and beyond that, it also helps with balancing out, pH and calcium. It just makes sure that you have proper balance in your compost bin, whether it's inside, outside, whatever. You got to make sure you maintain a proper balance here. That is very important in these type of environments, and you'll know whether or not you have something going wrong. Trust me, smells will get very interesting very quickly within a day or two, depending on where your environment is, how it is, whether it's hot, super hot, or a little colder, or how humid it is. That'll drastically change things for you. Um, yeah, it just depends. But these are in my grow room, and the room stays around 70 degrees uh, Fahrenheit, and it always is about anywhere from 50 to 80% humidity, depending on what I'm growing in there and what time of stuff I'm growing at. But it just depends on your grow environment. And I always finish out with a fresh layer of new water. I always use RO water. I have a reverse osmosis system. It, I have it for a variety of different reasons, but it's going to benefit this tremendously. If you have it, definitely use it. If you don't, you got to be careful and dechlorinate your water, because the chlorine in the water from tap can harm the worms. So just make sure to leave it out for like about 24 hours before you feed your worms. We don't want to hurt these things, okay? You don't want to hurt your little buddies. They are going to benefit you more than you know. So make sure you take care of them, okay? Don't hurt them, don't kill them. Let your water sit out and then water them. For me, if I have an RO system, I can go straight from there to there. Boom, boom. Usually what I'll do is I'll pH it down a little bit, make sure it's not super high on the pH scale, and then, I'll feed them a little bit of water. I feed them when I feed them, and then I do this. I just cover them right back up. And that's really all you need to do. You keep it super simple, super easy, and that stuff will be super rewarding. Okay, now this right here, this is my vermi hut. Now this has been going for a good while. You'll see. I'll show you exactly how we're looking here. You'll see the amount of worms and stuff that's in there. But this is my original composting thing, and I just really love the way the composting works. And around me, there's not very many producers of compost, of vermicompost. So I want to capitalize on that market. I want to show y'all exactly what we're looking at and how a great thriving biome will look like. Do you see all the movement there? There's a lot of worms there, I promise. I have to like poke them in to make sure they don't fall out. It's that bad. I actually made one fall out. But it's bad enough to where you got to make sure that these don't fall out, because I've got too many worms up in there. But as you can see, compared to the other my other bins, this is a much farther along composted bin. The you can tell that the compost is actually black. It's changed. We're no longer looking at peat moss now. Now it's become a vermicompost, as you can tell. So the composition of the material that it's in has changed drastically. And as you can see on what I'm doing there is the same thing as always. I'm just checking to see what's going on there. That right there was a little green pepper, had a little worm ball on it. The worms love the green peppers, I'm telling you. They eat everything. Sometimes it takes a little while for them to eat the stalks, but that's okay. As you can see, this is super dense with the worms. There's a lot of worms in there. It's a great system. And these castings really do some wonders for you. They are, the benefits of them is tremendous. It's a slow release fertilizer, so this thing will slowly feed your stuff over and over and over again, and it just takes a little bit of time. It's also 100% pet friendly. It's 100% kid friendly. Your kids eat it, they'll be okay. Your pets eat it, they'll be okay. Some other, nutrients, they can't say that, what I'm saying? You got to call the chemical people and let them know that you might be dying. Yeah, it's something that's super simple, and it'll keep your plants healthy. A lot of people don't realize that their plants need fertilizer. This is something that that you can put in with any type of soil, any type of medium, basically, whether it be, dirt, sand, whatever. You can put it in with any type of soil, any type of medium, basically, whether it be dirt, sand, whatever. You can put it in with any type of soil, any type of medium, basically, whether it be dirt, sand, whatever. You can put it in with any type of soil, any type of medium, basically, whether it be your normal soils. You can use it with normal compost. You can use it with peat moss. You can use it with cocoa core. You can use it by itself. It's with the way my worm castings are, because it has the perlite and all that in there. They're so ready for to be used just as a soil itself. I mean, if you want a super soil that's gonna last for your plants, this is a way to go. I promise you, it'll last a while. It'll feed perfectly. You don't have to do anything but water. It's such a good system. I absolutely love them. And as you can see, I do the same thing with all of my worm bins. You know, this was my original starter, and where I learned everything about, you know, vermicomposting, and it's been a great journey. I highly recommend that you take this journey as well, because it's something that will really help you in the long run. I can promise you that. If you're a grower, anyways. But yeah, this is how my composting bins are run. I just want to be very transparent with everything. And like I said earlier in the video, you know, just make sure to subscribe, because I'm going to be doing a lot of different content as far as grow comparisons. You know, I'll give y'all exactly what worms do, what compost does. I'll give y'all really in-depth videos. I'm going to be giving y'all a lot of content, making sure y'all understand exactly what y'all will be getting from me. If you're buying from me locally, online, whatever it might be, I can promise you I will take care of you. That is my objective in the world and life, is to reduce the waste by 30% in my local area and make sure I produce some beautiful plants and some beautiful castings and help feed my local area as well. I'm hoping one day I can do something where I can partner up with somebody that I'll be able to make some fruit and veggies, feed the local kids and stuff like that, and the homeless, with stuff that all the stuff that I make, you know. But don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you need to do, share. What else is there? No, I'm kidding. But I mean, if you really liked it, man, you know, whatever, give me a like, give me a subscribe, whatever, do whatever you need to do. I just want to, you know, make sure I get my information out there. And I really appreciate y'all for, you know, sticking until the end of this video. And I wish y'all all have a wonderful day. Peace.